Good morning, dear students. I'm a teacher of Bukhara State University. My name is Kaxxarova S. Today, our theme is about motivating members to do more. And then, at the first of the lesson, I would like to tell about some quotes. The first is, I believe in the spirit of sharing and believe we are what we are because of those around us. And I am what I am because of other people, and they are what they are because of me being around. And then one hand can't clap on its own, but it needs two other hands to make a clap. And people do not join a church or a fellowship in the hopes that someday they will be blessed to make coffee or for other members of the congregation. And now let's look in this picture. You will and you will explain about this picture. If many hands make light work, fewer hands make work more difficult for those who extend them. Now let's look at this picture and should explain about this picture. This place is really exists. And so, I have some questions. Why are some people reluctant to volunteer? And there are some answers. For too many other priorities, fear or getting stuck in something from which they can't escape, fear of making a deeper commitment to the congregation, and feelings of inadequacy, lack of ownership in the congregation. And the last one is a sense of not feeling connected to other members of the congregation. And so, in order to figure out what motivates members to engage in congregational life, we need to first look at management theory. And what the heck is it talking about? And now let's look to this slide. You should find what do people need and want. And the first one is leadership, and then validation, pride in their work, trusting relationships, teamwork, commitment to quality, involvement, personal and professional recognition. And now look at this picture. There you can see two pictures. One of them is meaningful work, high standards, clear sense of purpose and direction. And then we should do these pyramids about motivating. And now let's discuss about some following questions with your partner. What are differences between motivation and inspiration? And the second, you can write it on your notebook, and you will explain these questions. How useful are they in different activities of a human beings? And the next, why are motivation and inspiration often called as pushers of development? And now the Heisberg's food motivation hygiene theory about factors for dissatisfaction and factors for satisfactions. And about factors of dissatisfaction, we can learn company policies, supervision, relationships, work conditions, salary, and security. And in the factors for satisfaction, you will see achievement, recognition, the work itself, responsibility, advancement, and about personal growth. And what are the hidden factors in our congregation is relationships and covenants, music, worship, and pastoral care, programming, and coffee. And you need to eliminate dissatisfaction with these factors. So, what are the motivators that compel members to immerse themselves in congregational life? We can say achievement, affiliation, power, our life-saving faith, responsibility, meaning, and affirmation, and so about personal growth. And creating highly motivated participants in congregational life, the first is ownership, and the second is making a contribution or having a transcendent purpose, and so recognition or sharing of gifts. And now powerful questions are those that evoke a choice for accountability and commitment. Powerful questions are the ones that cause you to become an actor as soon as answer them. You no longer have the luxury of being a spectator of whatever it is you are concerned about. Questions that have the power to make a difference are ones that engage people in an intimate way, confront them with their freedom, and invite them to co-create a future possibility. And so there are some questions with little power, and the powerful questions. Now look at these questions and try to write your answer. How do we get people to serve on the boat? And the second, how do we get people to accept the move to services? And the third question is, how do we get people to pledge more money? And the first question is, how do we get more people to attend congressional meetings? And the question, and this was a simple, powerful question. This is what gifts do you hold that you are willing to bring to this congregation, and what are you willing to give up in order to move forward? What is a commitment that you bring to this congregation, and how valuable do you want this congregation experience to be? So let's talk about creating a sense of ownership. Of course, I'm aware that the ultimate solution is the ownership and control of the means of life by the whole of the people, but we are not at that stage of development as yet. This is talking by James Larkin, and this quote written by Peter Block. He said that we have to realize that each time people enter a room, they walk in this ambivalence, wondering whether this is the right place to be. This is because they believe that someone else owns the room. And so the ownership conversation asks us to act as if we are creating what exists in the world. And this requires that we believe in this possibility that our congregation is mine or ours to create. It stems from the belief that each of us is cause, not effect. And now let's look this question again. A powerful question related to ownership. How valuable an experience do you plan for this to be? And what do you risk by becoming a member of this congregation? And helping members to realize this contribution of transcendent purpose. When you discover your mission, you will feel its demand, and it will fill you with enthusiasm and a burning desire to get to work on it. This quote is written by Clement Stone. And acknowledging our gifts, we are not defined by deficiencies of what it's missing. We are defined by our gifts and what is present, and we embrace our own destiny when we have the courage to acknowledge our own gifts and choose to bring them into the world. And strategies, let's talk about strategies for recruiting and retaining volunteers. It is, first of all, test the waters with a one-time commitment, otherwise known as first serve. And you should make sure that the congregation knows that volunteers are needed. Advertise areas that need more volunteers, and you can do this verbally. You could have a volunteer fair, you could send emails or even post needs on your website. And the last one is start a connection desk. Now sometimes it's less is more. Jane, good idea, no energy. And I would like to talk about the quotes written by Anthony D. Saint-Exupéry. He said that if you want to build a ship, don't drum up people together to collect wood, and don't assign them tasks and work, but rather teach them to long for the endless immensity of the sea. This is the end of the lesson. I think that this scene is clear for all of you, and I will wait your answers. Bye.